Ella, I think your perspective applies to both men and women,
I
right?
know only date women though, so
I understand. And, I only date men. So, speaking from a woman's perspective, I think you can also run into men who have dealt with so many bad women or bad relationships or gone through so much that they become callous, that they're no longer open, that they're no longer,
that's
ready
true.
and able to be receptive to someone who may be good in their life. So I
That's
don't think it's a woman or a man thing. I think it's a person by person thing, right? And how people deal with trauma and neglect and being hurt or going through certain situations, how they internalize it and decide to deal with that.
Bo, can I ask you something, Bo? Last time I seen this show, I seen you and Darwin go into it, and we was talking about relationships and marriage. And you was like, why does it always have to be such a negative perspective? But you just did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We know that a woman don't need to just depend on a man for like that's a given. Like we know that she needs her own independence. Like we're talking about the positive aspects of needing each other. So I just feel like you kind of shifted it to
Yeah, I agree with everybody that said that that need is because I view need as necessity or required. Like I think I'm necessary or required in my children's life. I think my wife is necessary and required in my children's life. Um, I couldn't see now. I'm not viewing it as I'm gonna die if you walk out the door tomorrow and I won't be able to exist. That's not how I view that word. So essential for survival, maybe if is that the definition of how y'all use the need, but that's not how I'm using it. I'm using it as just necessary, required, uh, something that I would prefer to have, even though that kind of is the same definition of want. The word want is in the definition of need when I was just looking it up just to make sure I wasn't, because it would say require something because it's essential or very important, expressing necessary or obligation in circumstances, a thing that is wanted or required. So yeah, I think women need men and men need women. I think it's silly to pretend like we wouldn't exist if we didn't. And this is in an essential way. We essentially would not exist if we didn't need each other. If we didn't keep, if we
and
weren't
can I
with
and
each other.
that's a great
Yeah,
can I
yeah.
say this real quick? I'm sorry, you still talking, my fault. I think me personally, I think we want to be needed. You know what I'm saying? I think we all want to be needed or need to be wanted. I think they both kind of play on each other because if somebody needs you, they might need your money. Like a girl who's broke might need your money. A man who's homeless might need your help. So if you need more than just need. You want to be wanted. That means I have everything I need. I don't really need your money. I don't really need you, but I want you in my life. Because some people could need you for a season. You know what I'm saying? They can need you for some energy. They can need you for some type of vibe. But to be wanted is mean they're going out their way to say, no matter what, your energy and which I want you in my life. Because the need can expire. Like, okay, the lease is up. I don't need you no more. So I'd rather be wanted. You know what I'm saying? The need to be wanted. So they kind of synonymous to a degree.
I agree, most definitely. I also would say, fellas, if you ever get a chance, an opportunity to bond with a woman, I know there's a lot of guys that haven't got that opportunity, no shade or no shots. But whenever you put your woman in a space where she's able to literally get in touch with her femininity, like she's able to like be a woman, uh, she'll be able to unlock those superpowers where she'll start allowing you to mentally and emotionally and spiritually discover things and unlock things that you needed. I think women have the power to do that on astronomical scales, if they're given the space and the femininity that they can rest in to be able to unlock it. It's just in them, and it's a superpower that they have once they get away from all of the stress and the tension. So you'll have that experience. It's a beautiful experience too, and you'll be able to witness it once you start bonding with a woman that you love and she love you.
I agree with that, Doran. But at the same time, I think it's when you meet that woman. Because if you meet her before she's extremely callous, when she still got some potential, I think what you're saying is absolutely right. But there's a time you can meet a woman. I think they may not know it, but it might be too late. So even though you want to bring that out of them, they will fight it. They will deny it because they done been through so much and they done been through so much rigmarole that they don't even allow themselves to bloom that way. So I think it's, I'm sorry, I think it's when you do it and when you meet them, before you catch them before that expiration date, when they done been, ran through, I think you have a better chance of bringing that potential out. But I think there is like a deadline sometimes. But I could be wrong.
Ella, I think your perspective applies to both men and women,
I
right?
know only date women though, so
I understand. And, I only date men. So, speaking from a woman's perspective, I think you can also run into men who have dealt with so many bad women or bad relationships or gone through so much that they become callous, that they're no longer open, that they're no longer,
that's
ready
true.
and able to be receptive to someone who may be good in their life. So I
That's
don't think it's a woman or a man thing. I think it's a person by person thing, right? And how people deal with trauma and neglect and being hurt or going through certain situations, how they internalize it and decide to deal with that. That's the biggest thing. People have to stop taking hurt and then deciding now I'm just going to build up a wall and not let anyone else hurt me.
I totally
That
agree.
doesn't leave you vulnerable, right? You're not able and open to new experiences and a new love. What you should do from it is learn from that situation. Where did you
Absolutely.
go wrong? Why did you choose this person? What actually happened in that relationship that you can change about yourself? Because at the end of the day, all we can focus on is what we do, right? I can't really control you and how you react or the things you're able to do, but I can control me, how I react to you, how I
Absolutely.
show up in a relationship. And I think more people have to learn to do that instead of deciding that they're going to just go ahead and build up a wall and now I'm callous because
I
people
agree.
hurt me.
I agree.
There is always going to be some pushback with me in particular. And I know women like me when you mention the word need as it pertains to a man. And don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I would say I need my other half all the time. And so growing up, it was drilled into my head that you need to not need a man. You need to not rely on a man because you never know what's going to happen. And this is men and women telling me this. So, but I still, got older and I was like, I need my other half. I was very delusional in this like fantasy romance type of space when it came to relationships. So I was always searching for my other half. I need this person. So now when I hear men talk about need, I completely understand it. But there's always going to be a pushback because I want men to understand that it is dangerous for certain women to rely on a man to feel like they need a man without any sense of independence. Um, we need to have a sense of independence, yet be interdependent when we're in a relationship and not codependent. Because sometimes lack of independence in a woman leads to codependence with a man. And those are the women that feel like they need a man in an unhealthy way. So having these conversations, I really appreciate most of you guys for having these conversations with me in an honest way and in a kind way, true and months specifically. The long conversations that we've had, and they've helped me understand how men view things. And now I completely understand what that need is. So, but there will always be that piece in the back of my head where I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you for my survival, but I do want you here and I desire you. But I know that men's language is they want to be needed.
Bo, can I ask you something, Bo? Last time I seen this show, I seen you and Darwin go into it, and we was talking about relationships and marriage. And you was like, why does it always have to be such a negative perspective? But you just did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We know that a woman don't need to just depend on a man for, like, that's a given. Like we know that she needs her own independence. Like we're talking about the positive aspects of needing each other. So I just feel like you kind of shifted it to somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we already know the negative aspects of needing somebody. We already know that when you just can't get over them and it's this toxic addiction. We're not talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Because a man could be like that for a woman. It can go either way. So I think you kind of shifted into a protect women type of, it's like you can need somebody and it doesn't have to be like this. We know women are independent. Like it's 2026. We know that you don't need nobody. But do we need the energy from each other? If it was that, because it wasn't the case, we wouldn't be here. It would just all be a world of just individuals. Like we need something innately from each other, regardless of how we can take care of ourselves financially and economically. And I just feel like you kind of shifted it to, be careful because a guy can get you type of thing. And I don't think that's what it is.